What is up, everyone? This is the Jose Show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Happy Thursday. I know I haven't done this in a while, you guys. I am so sorry. But you know what? I feel like I should do this more often just for you guys because you guys deserve much more episodes than the ones that I've been giving you guys recently. But, anyways, there have been so many things going on that I have to talk about, like a lot of things. So let's get started, shall we? All right, so the COVID 19 vaccine is now here, and apparently Moderna just arrived today and got a green light by the FDA. And the other vaccine, which happens to be the Pfizer vaccine, got a green light too from the FDA last week, which means that now these vaccines can now be treated to patients. Um, as for the Pfizer vaccine was pretty much meant for people that are old, um, that are in a very, very old age, like um, seniors and or middle-aged people. Pretty much that's what the Pfizer vaccine is like mainly for. The Moderna vaccine is mainly for the people that are young, like 18 and over young. So this vaccine will definitely treat a lot of young adults, and basically this is really going to have a huge effect on a lot of people, obviously, because these vaccines, of course, are supposed to protect us from the flu, from obviously the COVID-19 flu that has been going on for like over a year now. And I feel like this vaccine, it can have side effects. Yes, that's what I think is going to happen. But I don't think the side effects are going to be as bad to the point that people are not going to take it or they're not going to want to take it anymore. So I think that this vaccine will be very good. It'll be very effective. It'll be something that will be highly recommended. And also, a person, which happens to be the nurse of a New York hospital, just got the vaccine shot from Pfizer um, 2 days ago or 3 days ago. And she said that she didn't get any side effects and that this vaccine seems to be working just fine. So it seems to me that these vaccines will definitely do the trick. It'll definitely end this horrific pandemic that we've been going through. And I'm pretty sure that this vaccine will definitely get this this world, back to normal, hopefully, like before. Um, Many people predict that maybe by next year or maybe the middle of next year, things are gonna go back to normal, but not very, very normal to the point like it was back in 2019. But it will be much more normal than this year. That's what a lot of people predict. Um, what we can't predict though is if whether or not schools are going to reopen, if there's going to be in-person jobs again, if concert venues are going to reopen, if football games or any other sports game might reopen again, or any other entertainment business might reopen again. That right there, unfortunately, is not predicted. If whether or not it will happen, but we'll just have to wait and see what's going to happen in the next few months, with these vaccines now being in existence. Thank God. Unfortunately, as of now, things are chaotic because the vaccine is barely out. We have to wait, for these people to get, the shot. And as of now, unfortunately, there have been a bunch of, deaths and infected people, and of course, ICU beds being filled in hospitals, especially here in California, which it has now been reported that 0% of ICU beds are available here in California due to COVID. So as of now, things are not going good, but I hope that by next month or 2 months from now, things will settle down a bit now with this vaccine. So, like I said, we're just going to have to wait and see. And just a side note, trust the doctors. Trust the doctors. Listen to the doctors and to the scientists because they know what they're doing. They know what they're saying. And they want us to be safe. They want us to be healthy. They don't want us to die, and don't be ignorant. Don't just sit there and be like, oh, this vaccine's not going to work on me. Oh, this vaccine is good. I'm not going to take it because this vaccine they think that because this might happen to me. No, 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 and no. Don't think negative about stuff like this. When it comes to crucial, important stuff like this, it's better for you to focus. It's better for you to acknowledge and understand that now we have the privilege to get saved, to get saved, to get protected from a virus. Now we have that. Now that we have that tool, thank God, after a year. Thank God we now have that tool. So we have to look at it the positive way. We have to think about it the positive way. We cannot let ourselves down, especially with thoughts like these. So if I were all of you guys that are just complaining right now, I would, listen to the scientists and listen to the doctors and take that damn vaccine. I said what I said. So anyway, I think that this vaccine being released is the best thing. Well, other than Joe Biden getting elected as president, I think it's the best thing that has ever happened in 2020. Really. Joe Biden getting elected as president and this vaccine are the two best things that have ever happened in 2020. And I think that we're ending 2020 in a good way instead of in a bad way. Just like we began 2020 in a good way, now let's end it in a good way. So I feel like that's what's going on. So anyways, from the vaccine going on finally here in the US to now a different topic. Well, Hilary Duff, as we all know, she was filming her reboot for the Lizzie McGuire show, which premiered back in 2001 and ended back in 2004 on Disney Channel. And the reboot for that sitcom was going on. The filming of the reboot of the sitcom was going on. But unfortunately, what happened was that the TV network, which happens to be Disney Channel, well, Disney Plus, actually, was not fond of the show because of the show's topics and the show's plot. And because of those differences that were going on, the sitcom had to shut down completely. That even the creator of the sitcom just left the production and was no longer working with the production. And now it's been a year since the production was put on hold, and now Hilary Duff has made it official that the sitcom has officially been over and it's no longer getting filmed at all. So this pretty much means that we're not going to get a Lizzie McGuire sitcom reboot at all, sadly. And honestly, I think that Lizzie McGuire has a huge point. in a complaining, not complaining, but I mean more like not being happy that this isn't happening. She has a very good point because Lizzie McGuire stated that unfortunately, when it comes to a network where you cannot make your own choices and where you cannot have the freedom to do a sitcom that you really think will fit for you and that you're just being controlled by a certain network, um, things can't get done. That's what Lizzie McGuire was basically trying to say on her Instagram post just yesterday. And Lizzie McGuire, Hillary Duff, she had a huge point in stating that. She really did, because I feel like with sitcoms, there has to be an agreement. There has to be some kind of independence right there when it comes to the plots, when it comes to the theme, when it comes to everything. Because the stars of the show are the ones that are in the show. The network is just the one that's in charge of running the show and in charge of airing the show. But the show is actually alive because of the stars that are in there. So basically, I feel like Disney Plus completely screwed up in not letting the TV stars do whatever they want to do in this show. Especially because they wanted this show to be more realistic. They wanted the show to be more realistic and to be more of what they wanted. Instead of it still being childish and stuff like that, like it was with the original show. So, Lizzie, Hillary, I really am sorry that this is going on with you. I really hope that things turn out well for you guys. I was literally getting excited for this reboot, you guys. I was literally about to watch it, especially because I ordered Disney Plus. I had a monthly subscription, of Disney Plus because of this reason. I was like, oh my god, I cannot wait for this reboot to come. Oh my god. But unfortunately, it never came. And unfortunately, now we are just sitting here wishing that it could happen again, but it feels like it's not going to happen anymore. Oh well. Anyways, from that show to now iCarly. iCarly, on the other hand, is getting a reboot. Well, more of a revival. The network is getting revived, but it's not getting revived on Nickelodeon. It's getting revived on an app called Paramount Plus. I don't know if Paramount Plus has any affiliation with Nickelodeon. I really don't know. But what I do know, though, is that Paramount is a network that, it's a newly launched app network. That's what I know, Paramount Plus. And I think it has like an agreement with Viacom and CBS, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And I believe that they're chained with Nickelodeon. So maybe Paramount Plus has some affiliation, but not a lot of affiliation with Nickelodeon. But anyways, iCarly is getting picked up for a revival series in that app, which is set to be aired by 2021. We don't know yet if it's going to be early or late 2021 when this revival series is going to be picked up. But it's going to get picked up. And the same cast members of the show are coming back to the show, which I think is really amazing. As of now, we do not know if the show is going to have a more mature plot, if it's going to be still, childish like it was on Nickelodeon. We do not know, but I really hope that Paramount Plus does not screw this one up like Disney Plus did with Lizzie McGuire. I really hope not. I really hope that iCarly gets to be the way the stars want it to be, because we do not want to see another canceled series. We really don't. We don't want another disappointment. So anyways, iCarly is going to get revived, and I think it's going to be more mature in a way, because of course the stars are more grown now. I mean, it's been 8 years since the show ended, so they've grown. It's almost been a decade actually. So they've grown, so it has to be a bit more mature. I don't know if it's gonna be like an adult friendly show to the point that it's gonna, have all those cuss words and all those sexual jokes and stuff like that, like, the Big Bang Theory or Modern Family type of shows. I don't know if iCarly's gonna be like that. But all I know is that it's gonna be coming back for a revival series. That's all I know. I, that's all I know. But you know what? For this revival series, I really hope that it is mature. Not mature like adult mature, because if it's gonna be like that, then that's just gonna ruin everything. Because that's just gonna, ruin everybody's childhood. That's gonna be like, nah, I never heard Carly Shay cuss and get all sexual before. Or I never heard Sam Puckett get all nasty and groovy before. You know, I don't want to see that. I want to see something that's, yeah, mature but clean mature. For a sitcom, especially like iCarly. You know, like I want it to be that type of show that is involved in more adult, um, clean things. Like, for example, Carly Shay ends up getting a job as I don't know, a receptionist at an office, or she ends up getting a job at so and so, and Sam gets a job somewhere else, and Freddie gets a job somewhere else, and then Spencer still lives in his apartment and does his thing of being an artist, doing sculptures, you know. And I want it to be a continuation of iCarly, but to be, you know, like a bit more mature, but not too mature. That's what I want it to be. That's what I think it should be. You know, I really hope that it ends up like that. I really hope that it ends up like that. I mean, I'm not the one that's, creating the revival series, unfortunately, so I'm not the one in charge of how iCarly is going to be. But I really hope, like I said, that the show ends up like that. I really hope so. I love me some iCarly. I miss iCarly. When I first found out about the news that iCarly was getting revived, I was so excited. I was like, yes, my childhood is back. My childhood has been revived. Like, I was so happy, you guys. So, um, iCarly coming soon in 2021. I am so happy. Whoa, a lot of spicy topics going on. Especially now that we're nearing the holiday season, you guys. I mean, this is something. This is definitely something. So now from iCarly, finally getting, finally getting revived, to now more interesting news. Taylor Swift just kicked off her 9th album last Friday called Evermore. The album is getting a lot of praise from critics, and it's doing pretty good in the charts. It really is. Apparently, this album ended up being a surprise album because, of course, no one knew nor had a clue that Taylor was working on anything. And apparently, this album was released on the 11th, which happened to be last Friday, which happened to be 2 days before her birthday, her 31st birthday, which I believe that's the reason to why she released the album. And the lead single to the album happens to be Willow, which happens to be a very good song. I like the song. But many people, I mean, are already, talking about it, and they're already saying that the album is a continuation to Folklore, considering it is. And many people are saying that the album is, a pretty, it's a masterpiece. It's an art. It's something very unique. Many people are saying that this album is just it's one of the main highlights, It's really having people, talk about. It's really making people impressed, you know. And to be honest with you, I think that this new album is really good, and it is similar to Folklore, yes. And I personally think that this album is similar to like Fearless or to Speak Now. I think it's pretty similar because I think that this new album has a lot of country roots in it. I think it's just like those two albums because of that. Especially because of the way Taylor looks in her music videos now, and the way Taylor is dressed in her music video for Willow, and um and especially the beats of the songs, they sound so country vibes, you know. Like, even though this album isn't country, it's it's indie folk, and it's like it has pop in it, yes, but it also has alternative and stuff like that. So it's not just country, it's like a mixture, just like Folklore basically it is. Um but yeah, but still, with the fact that this album has a few country songs here and there, and the music videos are so, they look so country themed, and the Willow music video at least looks so country themed, and then the way Taylor sings in this album. By the way she sings in this album, this whole album, I mean, it already brings me Fearless vibes and Speak Now vibes. Like, it really seems to me that Taylor's slowly going back to country with these new albums. It really seems like it to me that she's slowly going back to those days where she was doing country and she was more in her country image. It really seems like it to me. And I don't think that's a bad thing at all. I think that's a good thing because I feel like Taylor Swift is killing it, with either genre. She really is. She definitely is. And I feel like Taylor is a very very good at at what she does. She's very what's it called, creative with a bunch of things. So congrats to Taylor on killing it, on her doing such a good job with these two new albums that she just released. Congrats to her. I am very proud of her. I'm very happy for her, and I personally think that she is gonna take another Grammy nomination with this new album next year. Maybe. Evermore is definitely gonna be. It's definitely the vibe. It really is. It really, really is. And you know what? It seems to me that maybe Taylor got sick and tired of just doing fully pop records. She got sick and tired of it, and she was like, nah, you know what? She was like, nah, you know what? I'm just gonna go back to my roots. I'm gonna do country, but at the same time, I'm gonna do a mixture of it all, of alternative and some pop, and that might have happened. In my opinion, that's what I think. Probably because it might have to do with the fact that Taylor maybe didn't get much attention with pop music as she expected, like from the Grammys. That's what I maybe think might be the reason to why she decided to not do any full pop records anymore. Um, maybe because of the Grammys not giving her much nominations like before. Maybe that could be it, or maybe because the critics were just criticizing her for her pop music. Maybe that could be it, because I noticed that critics weren't really happy with her pop side, with Reputation and with her Lover. They weren't all that happy, and well, some were happy, but not all of them were very, very happy. Those two albums were just not well acclaimed. So I think that might have been the reason to why she decided to change the genre, the theme to her newest albums. That's what I think. But that's just me. But oh well, it is what it is. But anyways, congratulations to Taylor Swift. And that is it for today's show, you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you guys had a very good time watching this show. Till next time.